Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 24 hours. And the past 24 hours seems to be quite quiet. If you look at the total captures, looks really small, only a few square kilometers changes in favor of the Russians. But no, the show must go on. So we're going to go on first to Yablonivka over in the Sumy front. Over the Sumy front, our Ukrainian mapping have updated the situation in this sector. Let me zoom out a little bit. So this is Sumy. Sumy is over in the south here. This is Sumy. So in the north, this is where the Russians are conducting their offensive. Ukrainian mapping have mapped that this front line is more straightened than previously noted. So Russian forces have advanced and captured another patches of forest, as well as a fuller control over the road on the west of Yablonivka. So it's starting to look like this is where the buffer zone going to be. Doesn't look like the Russians going to go very far. These two towns it's hard to say. The Russians may not want to capture it just to lure the Ukrainians into this area here to get killed off. No, Russians tend to do this in this Ukraine war, where they deliberately left some very vulnerable towns, which they could have captured easily. They left it there because they know that the Ukrainians will just blindly send forces there to hold the town. So it's starting to look a little bit like this to me. So just something to note of regarding this. The lack of frontline changes, in especially this line over the past days, suggests that the Russians may be happy with this current front line as buffer zone. So something to take note of. And if it happens to be true, I told you so, but they're now not yet, still far away. So the next front line change, we jump very far away to the Siversk front, which is over here. So over at the Siversk front, this is Siversk. The Russian forces continue their offensive into Serebryanka. So this is Serebryanka. Then you have the Siversky Donetsk River. I was looking for the green color. So this is the river here. So Russian forces, after capturing Kryhorivka, continue to push on, and they were geolocated east of the very sparse town, pretty flattened one. So Russian forces continue this offensive. They are moving towards Serebryanka. So you can see the town here is pretty flattened. You can see this is already destroyed. This town is probably pretty abundant, I think, by now. Anyway, that's Serebryanka. The advance in this sector is I probably should cover this. So it's around less than a kilometer, around a kilometer deep. So there is some resistance. The Russians are pushing. I think capturing Serebryanka will be expected. The Russians will want to go for it, at least to this line, and then they can straighten all the way down to the water body over here. So that would make some sense to me. So the next front line change, we go to the Pokrovsk front. This is Pokrovsk, and then Horodivka is here. The Ukrainian mapping have disclaimed that this area here is now under Russian control. So Russian forces have taken a bit of this forest here. However, the Russian mapping is more advanced. They have already claimed this area is under Russian control long time ago. So this is a very, very tiny change in terms of the Ukrainian mapping. And the last frontline change is over at ZAPORIZHZHYA, over in the KOMAR front. So this is KOMAR. In the north of KOMAR, the Russian forces enter into ZAPORIZHZHYA. So the forces previously was geolocated here, continue their offensive as expected and have entered into the settlement. They also continue to move down the forest, probably to flank south of ZAPORIZHZHYA. So this is a continuing operation. And so once ZAPORIZHZHYA falls, we'll probably see the Ukrainians conceding this entire line. So because tentatively they are still claiming this this thing here, this impossible salient. Not entirely impossible, but it's quite difficult to hold this line. So you'll probably see a more straightened front line, all the way to Puerto Budova. So anyway, these are all the frontline changes, not that much. So wow, oh no, you have to press the like button. Oh no, this is the YouTube soldier. Oh my god. Oh, thanks for killing him by firing at him through the like button. Sometimes this kind of things happen unexpectedly, yeah, then just check your subscribe button, make sure that he didn't snipe you while he was up here, yeah, you never know what he does, like a lot of people get unsub without them knowing. So yeah, press the sub button and revive yourself, respawn. And so let's do some calculation. This is a very small calculation. So 0.67 plus 0.57 plus 0.38 plus 0.83. So total area captured by the Russian forces is 2.45. Very small. It's basically only 10% of the, or less than 10%, 8 to 9% of the usual expected number for these days. But let's see, because who knows, there might be a lot of intel that is not available publicly right now. But of course, if the Russians decide to slow down, all the Ukrainians have some increase in their ability to defend, then maybe the Russians' advance is slowing down. But unlikely, by the trend of it, it looks like the Russians are winning. So we shall see how this continue to develop. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Happy birthday to you if your birthday today. Check out my report regarding the Iran situation. It seems to be escalating, and if really go into a war situation, then we'll probably have to start doing sit reps for the Iran war. But tentatively, let's hope that war don't happen. But honestly, if the war happen, then happen. It's like it's destined that they have to fight it out and put an end to their rivalry. But let's hope that's not the way how you solve problems. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next update.